How can teams integrate customer feedback into backlog prioritization? Well, really, you're not going to do it directly. Okay? One thing that I used to do, I will put my hand up, and is as a Scrum Master, when I had an important stakeholder, somebody that I knew if we captured their attention, we could capture their advocacy, I would petition a product owner as the Scrum Master and say, if we did that work for them, our lives would be easier. Right? And that's a political maneuver, and okay, it definitely played its part, it definitely helped me in some ways, but it's not the main way we're going to take feedback in. Okay? What we're going to be doing is more indirect, is we're going to be taking that into consideration. Okay? It's not what they say, it's why they say it that's going to matter. Okay? They recognize some feedback. They recognize that actually this item is more valuable than we thought. Well, how and why is going to be really the follow-up questions. How is it more valuable, and why does that make it more valuable? What I want is a team, particularly the product owner, but the team at large, definitely in this conversation, because what we're trying to understand is very complex maneuvers. It's not as simple as this is the number, move forward. It's very often, well, that'll help this in this way and it'll help that in that way, and it's actually a detriment to this aspect of the value of the product. It's not simple. You, as a product owner, as a Scrum Master, as a developer, you're going to have to wrap your head around something and kind of go, okay, I get how this has changed. Okay? And once we understand that change, it's going to be clear how the value has evolved, how our learning, how our understanding has shifted. And that value is going to be in tension with all the other values in the backlog, and things may or may not change order, change priority based on the new learning. And that happens again and again and again, not only from customer feedback, but in refinement as teams ask questions of product owners, of stakeholders, of customers, and new stuff is uncovered. We have this constantly shifting and changing priority order. Okay? And then the order that we would tackle the stuff to deliver the most important things first may be changing as a second order effect. And so people want simple answers to these questions, and the consultant in me just wants to scream, it depends, give me more context, because it is the context that matters here. How do you take a customer's feedback into your backlog? Well, it depends on what the feedback is. It depends on the state of your product backlog. It, brutally honest, depends on the authority and the political aspirations of that stakeholder, of that customer. All of these things matter. It's how we work with them. What I would say is always be open, be honest, communicate, collaborate with these people, so that you can come up with the best answer for the product, for the organization, not necessarily for the person. Unfortunately, we do have to sometimes break the news that what's important to you is not important to us. But if we're open and honest about it, if we explain our thinking behind it, they may not like it, but at least they can understand it. And that really makes a huge difference, because by being open and honest, by showing people you're working, by explaining your thinking, well, they can challenge it, they can talk to it, they can explain where they see gaps in your thinking, and you can take that learning in again. And this is a constantly iterating problem. Okay? We're constantly learning, we're constantly changing our mind. There's new ways of doing things, there's new problems to solve. As a Scrum team, we need to embrace that and accept it. Understand how to move forwards. It's going to be messy, but that's okay, because what we're going to do is work with that customer, with those stakeholders, to deliver what's most important to them now. And the only way we can truly do that is by embracing that messiness, is inviting customers to give us the feedback, inviting them into the conversation about the order of the backlog, so that we can do the best job we can for them.